been officially indicted, my boys. Unfortunately, Lil Durk has been indicted by the grand jury. I tried to give you the understanding of what was going on with his case. So essentially, the way how you indict someone in federal court is that it's usually done by grand jury because the feds don't do this misdemeanors; they do serious felonies. Now, it's better if the felony is indicted by a grand jury because it means the grand jury thinks that that case stand trial, right? If they don't indict, it means that they don't think there's enough evidence, right? So the other way to get someone's locked up, though, if you don't or you didn't have time to get a grand jury indictment, which could take weeks, months, or even longer, is that a federal agent could write up what's called a complaint. They then go get they get an AUSA to look it over and then sign off on it. And then they get a judge to basically issue an arrest warrant. And that's exactly what happened with Durk. They felt he was leaving the country. They thought it was him trying to flee. So they tried their best to get him locked up. And they did it on a complaint of a woman that was a federal agent. Now, what's usually the thing is that you have about like 3 weeks for you to, extradite him and also bring him up on charges in court. And obviously they don't want to bring up a complaint because the complaint is literally sworn by a federal agent. It's just sworn by one person. You want it to be like, no, a grand jury of like 23 people looked at evidence and they think that there's enough. So while they locked up Durk in FDC, they finally got back the grand jury, which supposedly was already looking at this, because you'll see, and I have all the paperwork here, by the way, the academy.blog, if you guys do want to see all the paperwork for this. He's been finally that about a grand jury after a criminal complaint stopped him from leaving the country earlier this month, or last month. Grand jury delivered his first superseding indictment, right? And by the way, they could supersede it again, which some people believe that there might be additional murders that they will supersede it with later. They delivered his first superseding indictment, which the superseding indictment was to the indictment of the 5 guys who got locked up already. Because what happened was those guys got indicted by the grand jury, and Durk's case was just a complaint. So there were separated cases. What brings Durk into the case with the OTF members is a superseded indictment that is on top of the indictment for the 5 dudes, but it adds Durk as it onto the case, but it claims that Durk's the leader. So they've delivered his first superseded indictment, which includes Durk, which, by the way, Durk has a Muslim name called Mustafa Abdul Malak. And they're saying he's the leader and the person who did the hiring and gave directions to others to carry out the murder of Quando Rondo. The incident was unsuccessful, but Quando Rondo's cousin, Lil Pop, did pass away during the incident. The full new superseding indictment is below for you to review. So let's check this out, y'all. And this is going to be very important. So this is the newly unsealed grand jury superseding indictment. This doesn't mean this is the last one. They could supersede it again, bring other cases and other defendants into it. Also, I'll give you a little bit of a spoiler. The people who are known as co-conspirators still have not been identified. And at this point, when you've seen the first superseding indictment and they only brought in Durk, you ain't see the other people who they keep saying as individual or co-conspirator. Those guys aren't being named. You get a stronger sense that they are cooperating. You get a real strong sense that they're snitching. Okay. So check this out, people. Now, it says United States. It was the plaintiff, Durk Banks, which, a.k.a. Lil Durk. I didn't know this was one of his names, a.k.a. Blood. They call Durk Blood. I didn't know they call him Blood. And a.k.a. Mustafa Abdul Malak. They have Kavon Grant, a.k.a. Cuz or Vonnie. That's OTF Vonnie. Dontrell Wilson, a.k.a. Didi, OTF Didi. Keith Jones, a.k.a. Flocka, OTF Flocka. I guess OTF Flocka. David Brian Lindsay, known as Brown Eyes. And Asa Houston, known as Boogie. Now, when they had first did the complaint against Durk, they put one charge, which was just murder for hire. Now the superseding indictment gives Durk the other charges the other guys have. So he gets more charges, right? But they still have the same ones. So what is that? It's conspiracy and use of interstate facilities to commit murder for hire, resulting in death. So it's, this is conspiracy for murder for hire. Then it's use, carry, and discharge of firearms and or machine gun and possession of such firearms in furtherance of a crime, resulting in death. Now, this is going to be interesting because if Durk is charged with now having these firearms, let's make the argument, chat. Yo, I'm the money guy. I'm not touching the guns. I'm just putting up the money. But it seems like that they're saying Durk was really close to this, right? We'll get into it. Possession of a machine gun, obviously, that isn't for everybody. That's for that one guy. Actually, two guys, the one who supplied it and the other guy. And they have some criminal forfeiture stuff here. So let's kind of read through this real quick. It's not much new information, but it does give you a little bit of what's going on. So check this out. It says the grand jury charges, right? And this is the introductory allegations. It says in and around 2010, the defendant Durk Banks, also known as Lil Durk, a.k.a. Blood, a.k.a. Mustafa Abdul Malak, formed an organization called Only the Family, or OTF, which among other things produced and sold hip-hop music for artists primarily from Chicago. OTF acted as an association, in fact, of individuals who engage in violence. Now, let me tell you what's also going on here, chap. The feds have written this up in a way, it's dancing. They're doing a dance. Like, they're almost saying this could be a RICO, but it ain't. But they're kind of describing the organization that seem like it's a organization in a racket to commit crime, but they haven't charged him with racketeering. Also, my biggest fear is starting to come true. Feds usually, we all know 97, 98% conviction rate, even though a lot of people would say, well, the reason why it's that high is because nobody takes them to trial. If you actually take them to trial, you actually have a better chance. It's not 97, 90, 98% if you take them to trial, but most people don't. Here's the point about that. Well, feds usually don't come with the bullshit. They leave that for the state, right? They looked at the YSL case and said, oh, y'all niggas got it. Good luck. YSL case in shambles, the state don't know how to act. Feds are never that sloppy. The feds do quote some lyrics in this thing, which we all gotta wonder. Durk was rapping a lot about certain things that seemed was alluding to certain things. Would they use lyrics? We do see in this superseding indictment, they quote some lyrics. We're gonna go get to it, chat. So check this out. So they're saying OTF acted as an association, in fact, of individuals who engage in violence, including murder and assault at the direction of the defendant Banks, and to maintain their status in OTF. Now, by the way, the last line here spells RICO. Like, no, it doesn't spell RICO, but if you know, so in a RICO case, it's usually saying you have a leader, they have either a way to make money or they have some type of organization of how they're doing crime, right, or illicit activity, and everybody else is then doing more crime or illicit activity to maintain their status within the gang or to further their status within the gang. Look how they say this here. OTF, blah, blah, blah. But they said these individuals engaged in violence, murder, and assault at the direction of Banks to maintain their status. So that's kind of almost like they keep winking at the RICO, but they haven't charged Durk with the RICO. Now, I keep telling y'all, once you get hit with the RICO, it's over. But the feds are playing this really, really smart and really careful. By the way, let's also think about the whole shit with Diddy. They did say there is a racketeering. Like, they charged Diddy with RICO, which this is why you know there's going to be a superseding indictment crazy with Diddy. They hit Diddy with a RICO. They ain't hit Durk with a RICO. And they're saying Durk shit goes back from 2010 and include a lot of violence. Diddy shit, even though arguably you could say that sexual violence is violence, but this is getting people clapped. But they haven't hit Durk with a RICO yet, so let's keep that in mind. Anyway, at all times relevant to this first superseding indictment, defendant Banks was the leader of OTF. Damn it, chat. When the indictment comes down and it puts you at the top of the pyramid, it basically says, you got nobody to snitch on. That's a problem, right? So defendants Kevon London Grant, a.k.a. Cuz or Vonnie, and Dontrell Wilson, a.k.a. Dee Dee, and Asar Houston, aka Boogie, and co-conspirator 2 to 5. Remember, co-conspirator 1 was Durk, but now they've finally named him, so now they're talking about 2 to 5. Were members or associates of OTF. Interesting. Defendant Keith Jones, aka Flocka, and Brian Lindsay were members of other gangs in Illinois. Now, the feds have shown that they're not that stupid. Now, this is probably why they didn't hit Durk with the RICO. Because if they're going to charge the OTF gang, if it's going to be an OTF gang RICO, you know what, say, defendants Keith Jones, Flocka, and David Brian Lindsay, Brown Eyes would say? We're not an OTF. So there's two guys, they're not an OTF, right? But they're in other gangs in Illinois. From what I've heard, they're from this Taytown situation, which you're going to see in court. The prosecutors are going to say, Durk start linking up with these Taytown dudes or these other guys, some ancillary guys or gangs too, but we're using them for muscle. Now, Durk does have a defense here, people. The defense is, well, according to the indictment, Durk never recruited nobody. You know who recruited them? Dontrell Wilson, a.k.a. Didi. So Didi recruited these guys, supposedly. So Durk would be like, hey, what y'all talking about? I ain't recruit nobody. Fuck you talking about? But they're going to try to piece things together. Now, it's clear to me there's multiple snitches. I read through this before. I'm sorry to give it a spoiler because I would like to read it live with you, but nothing is really saying. We keep hearing about this wire. Now, first and foremost, okay, no one's like wearing a wire like that, bro. You know what I mean? They would just probably give you a recording device, and the recording device could be as big as this. Like, you know what I mean? There's nothing that you could pat somebody down and you find a big-ass wire just going across their fucking gut. No, they would just give you a fucking recording device that you just probably just flick. You just touch and it just records everything. You get what I'm saying? Nothing in this indictment or what we've seen so far has made it clear yet. Not saying that there is none. Nothing has made it clear to say there is a wire. Okay? By the way, is my am I good? Is my audio low? My audio is low, let me know. Let me know if my audio is low, chat. Just let me know. We good? I think we good. Somebody said a little. Let me try to turn the bitch up. Okay. All right. Cool. All right. So we're just trying to figure this out. Okay, this is a superseding indictment. It's the first one. Okay, so great. So it says, on or about November 6th, now they're going to talk about the death of King Von, Davon Bennett, which is King Von, high-ranking member of OTF and close member of the defendant banks, got into a physical altercation with Taquan Bowman, which is Quan Rondo, in a nightclub. And during the fight, an associate pulled out a gun and shot him. Okay, after the murder, defendant banks made clear in coded language. Ooh, this is interesting. After the murder, defendant banks made clear in coded language that he would pay a bounty or monetary reward and or payment to anyone who took part in the killing of Quando Rondo for his role in the death of King Von. On or about the 18th, the co-conspirators learned that TV was staying in a hotel in Los Angeles as alleged in counts 1 and 2, and after learning of his location, at the direction of Banks, so they're saying Banks said this, defendants Wilson, Jones, Lindsay, and Houston, co-conspirator 2, traveled from Chicago to LA for the purpose of murdering TB. By the way, this is a little bit sloppily written because Durk Banks, well, actually, never mind. No. Yeah, my bad. Yeah, Wilson, Jones, Lindsay, and Houston and co-conspirator 2 went from Chicago to Illinois. Grant and Banks came from Miami. My bad. So I thought they fucked up. Though they were saying now that Durk came from Chicago. He didn't. On the same day, defendants Banks, and Grant traveled by private jet to LA. Okay. They traveled from Miami, by the way. As alleged in counts 1 and 2 on August 19th, at the direction of Banks, defendant Grant, Wilson, Jones, Lindsay, and Houston, co-conspirator 2, used 2 vehicles to track, stalk, and attempt to kill him by gunfire, including with a fully automatic firearm, resulting in the death of SR, which is Lil Pop. Following the attempted murder of TB, which is Quando, and the murder of Lil Pop, defendant Banks sought to commercialize his death by rapping. This is where music comes in, chat. About his revenge on Quando Rondo with music that explicitly refers or references audio from a news clip taken shortly after Lil Pop's murder, where TB screamed, "No! No!" Not being funny, I'm just putting some effect on him. After seeing Lil Pop's dead body. So it says, told me they got an addy. Go, go! Got a location. Go, go! Green light. Go, 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 go! Look on the news and see your son. You screaming, no! I believe that is from the song War About It. Is it? Let's look. Let's look. Is that it? Wait, what the fuck? What song is that from? Am I tripping? What song is that? Chat, what song is that? Oh, that's Computer Murderers? Ooh. No, it's not. What song is that? What song is that, child? Baby Face Ray Durk lyrics. I ain't gonna lie. The feds know Durk music more than me. Okay, let's see. Let's get to it. By the way, I didn't load up YouTube chat yet. Shout out to everybody on the King Akademiks page. I miss y'all, man. I don't know if y'all miss me, but I'm here now. Okay, here we go. I'm loading up the chat. Wait, why is this acting like this is like frozen? Am I tripping? Wait, is this shit frozen? Oh, no, I think I'm back. All right, just give me a second. I'm loading this up. Babyface Ray Durk. Sorry, let's get back to it. Okay, please stop freezing. Damn. Okay, here we go. Y'all can see it? Where Durk verse at? Fuck the state. Tell him suck my dick with your telling ass. Damn. Trendsetter. It feel like I'm the one who could bring Pele back. Bro, them steal from me or snake me out. I'm bringing up Melly back. You gotta kill a homie sometimes. I ain't gonna lie. Petty ass ain't fuck me like she said. God ain't got her belly wrap. What? I don't beef with niggas on the net. That shit fed ears. One op that I hate from over there just got his head pierced. Yo, Durk lyrics hit different because you know that shit was true. Little bitch synced the drum hanging out my pants. Said it's a Ferris wheel. I can't cap. I got an aqua nut just off her head skills. What? What the hell? I had paid the half for all the drink that I was sipping. $5K for a pint. I robbed them back, so I ain't tripping. I think by my brothers that I lost, I'm in my feelings. feelings. It's fucked up that I'd rather get revenge. Oh, hell no. This is like a confession. Hold up. Fucked up. I'd rather get revenge instead of millions. Come here. Durkio. Now call me Smirkio. Then it's personal. She twerked for show. Told me don't come fast. Took a perky though. A nigga asked me who I killed before. That nigga was probably the fans. I ain't gonna lie to you. One to chat if the nigga who asked that was the fans. That nigga was the fans. That nigga had the wire on. A nigga asked me who I killed before. Me? Like who you working for? Say my name for clout, but in them streets, they ass gonna hurt you though. They told me they got an addy. Go! Got a location. Go, go! Oh shit. Green light. Go, 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 go! Look on the news and see your son. Now you're screaming, no! Pussy. And all them niggas hanging with him. If you know, you know. I ain't gonna lie to you. I love Durk. But the moment I heard this, I said, Durk must be watching too much Law and Order, bro. No, actually remind me of Slim Jesus. Right here. Watch this.
All props. This shit, everything I'm saying in this motherfucker, all props. This shit.
When I seen Durk do the disclaimer himself, I'm like, wait. Ain't no way Durk think that, like, it's like me saying everything I'm about to say is cap. But yeah, I robbed him, I shot him. That nigga did. Rest in piss, my boy. I paid 10 grand for you to die. Like, what? Wait, hold on. The disclaimer don't work. The disclaimer only work when you're capping. Y'all remember the Slim Jesus video back in the day? Slim Jesus had a video, nigga, back in the day. Slim Jesus. Drill time. Y'all remember this? Look at this shit right here. Look.
Boy, you posted.
Look. Once I seen this, warning. Any props used in this video that show or resembles any illegal material are merely props and shouldn't be taken serious. Don't try this at home. Here's the difference. Slim Jesus goons look like this. No disrespect to them. What block? The nigga was rap. Yo, Slim Jesus was playing it on face. This nigga say, yo, y'all niggas gotta come to Frank block. No disrespect to Frank. I don't even know who Frank is. But I ain't gonna lie to you. Once I seen this nigga, yo, you could tell this nigga went to private school. Look at this nigga right here. I was clicking around this shit. I'm like, wait, this is niggas goons?
Get to drum and let.
Let's see what's Slim Jesus Frank block. Remember Frank block? Oh, this was, what the fuck? On the block. I knew Durk was in trouble when he start using. Listen, hear this.
Smoking big dope. On my new tap, bro. You know we rockin'. Try Slim, that's your ass, boy.
Talk all that shit saying y'all gonna pull up till we're actually out here, bitch.
Where the fuck y'all at? Nowhere.
You know how we rockin'. We out here on Frank Block, bitch. Where the fuck y'all at? Pull up, bitch.
Nigga, Frank Block had a nice public library, a city pond. This shit had a synagogue. Like, this shit was great. Frank Block was amazing. So, once I seen Durk start doing what Slim Jesus was doing, I was like, yo, Durk, you know that work for white people. It don't work for you. Once I seen Durk say this.
Everything I'm saying in this motherfucker is all props. This shit is not real. Just in case the police listen, I mean.
Nigga, the police was like, of course we listening. It's all what? Say less. Once, I ain't gonna lie to you, once I heard this, I said, ain't no way. Durk think the police was like, oh man, he just said it's all props. All right, let's cut this off. Let's go to the next one. The moment I heard Durk say this, I said, God damn it.
Motherfuckers all props. This shit is not real. Motherfuckers all props.
He said this shit is not real. I love Durk, but come on now.
Everything I'm saying in this motherfucker is all props. This shit is not real. Just in case the police.
Nigga. Yo, this shit ain't real. Yo, this is why I killed you on. This is why I killed you on Lamron and 50. Yo, this is why you died over there by the FedEx truck. Yo, this is why I slipped for my bro. This is why you keep twitching, nigga. Like, this shit's all props. I ain't gonna lie to you. When I seen Durk say that, I was like, yo, the engineer was probably like, okay.
All props. This shit is not real. Just in case the police.
This shit is not real. This is in case the police listening. Imagine the police be like, favorite. The police is like, goddamn, favorite.
Listen, I'm high speed music. Slide.
Oh man. Okay. Damn, I gotta listen to this song. So you tell me the song that they quoting is the song with him and Babyface Ray. They told me they got an Addy, got location, green light. Look on the news, see your son. Damn, okay. So here's account one. Paragraphs 1 through 6 of the introductory allegations of this first superseding indictment. By the way, remember, it's first superseding. I think there will be another superseding indictment, people. I'm sorry to tell y'all. Are re-alleged and incorporated here. The object of the conspiracy, beginning on a date but no later than 2020. They're going to basically say that these guys... Okay. We don't have to read all this. So anyway, defendant Banks will place bounties on individuals and other that he and other OTF members wanted to kill. As a part of the bounty, co-conspirators known and unknown, including defendants Banks and Wilson, would pay anyone who took part in the killing of TB and or reward individuals with lucrative music opportunities. Okay, so this also rules out Didi of being a snitch because it clearly says Didi was trying to pay them too, right? By the way, apparently Didi was the guy who was going to issue the payment. So, because he's mentioned here, he's not telling. Co-conspirators known and unknown, including defendants Banks and Wilson, will recruit others, including defendant Jones, Lindsay, Houston, co-conspirator 2, to find, track, and kill TB. At the direction of Banks, defendant Grant would procure cars, ski mask, firearms that would be used by co-conspirators to find and track and kill Quando. Using a credit card associated with OTF, co-conspirator 3 will purchase airplane tickets for the co-conspirators to fly. You gotta fly me first class to kill a nigga for you. That's a fact. That is a fact, right? Defendants Wilson, Jones, Lindsay, Houston, and co-conspirator 2 would travel from Chicago to Illinois. From Chicago, Illinois to Southern California via airplane to find, track, and kill TB. Defendants Grant, Wilson, Lindsay, and Houston and co-conspirator 2 would also travel throughout Los Angeles via cars procured by defendant Grant to find, track, and kill TB. Defendants Grant, Wilson, Jones, and Lindsay and Houston and co-conspirator would communicate via cell phone to coordinate the logistics to find, track, and kill TB. Defendant Jones, Lindsay would fire. Okay, Jones, Lindsay, and co-conspirator. Again, co-conspirator got to be telling, bro, because he's still not named, even in the first superseding indictment. He would fire multiple shots at TB, killing Lil Pop, who was a passenger in the car. At the direction of defendant Banks, defendant Wilson would pay the bounty. Ooh, so okay. So this is the main snitch. We're gonna figure it out. So it's at the direction of Banks. Somebody knows that Didi paid out the money or caused payment to be made. So you know who he tells me? The main witness had to be at that In-N-Out. After they killed Lil Pop, they went to an In-N-Out, and they were talking about payment. Durk ain't there, but Didi's there, and niggas was saying, when we gonna get paid? On or about the following dates, in furtherance of the conspiracy to accomplish this object, defendants Banks, Grant, Wilson, blah, blah, they committed various overt acts in the Los Angeles County area within Central District of California or elsewhere, but not limited to. Okay, so they follow. So it says, now this is interesting. It said Banks, this is Durk, used coded language and told Wilson, co-conspirator 2, 4, and 5, that he would pay. Yeah, so 2, 4, and 5 are the snitches, bro. Like, all 3 of them are snitches. Come on. That he would pay a monetary reward to anyone who would be involved in the killing. Then one or more co-conspirators, including defendant Banks and co-conspirator 4, learned that TB was visiting California and staying at a hotel in Los Angeles. By the way, I've also heard, I can't name who the person is, but chat, I'm getting reliable info that co-conspirator 4 that everyone has said is Brick. It's not Brick. It is someone allegedly that he knows. That you guys know? No, not a social media person, but it is someone that he's aware of. I'm not sure if he's aware that that guy's co-conspirator 4, but he does know this person. Just out of, precaution, I'm not going to put the name out there now, but there is a name floating around of who allegedly co-conspirator 4 is, and it's not no one famous. So I'll put that in the air for now, but apparently it's not Brick, which kind of makes sense because Brick is having too much fun with this, and he's kind of almost draining the clout from this. And the only person who would clout chase on a federal indictment would be somebody that's not in a federal indictment, right? Unless they're an idiot. So anyway, okay. On the 18th, Banks Grant flew from Miami to LA on a private jet that they could help coordinate it. On the 18th, Banks and co-conspirator 5 asked co-conspirator 2 to travel to Southern California later that day. On the 18th, defendant Wilson recruited. So co-conspirator 5, so put it like this. Banks, so Durk and co-conspirator 5, who I think is snitching on Durk too, asked co-conspirator 2. So Durk was talking directly to some people who probably snitched on him. And then Wilson, so here's the thing. If Durk goes down for this, and I just made this connection real quick. If Durk goes down for this, Durk has to blame himself, not Didi. Everybody that Didi recruited, look, Didi, which is Wilson, recruited Jones and Lindsay. They're charged. They're locked up. The people who Durk talked to other than Didi, they're not named, which means the feds have either got them to flip on Durk or is about to get them to flip on Durk. So Didi was a good soldier. He got niggas from the trenches to come and slide. Right? By the way, the dudes that Didi got, hold on. Hold on. Let's see. Hold on. Here we go. My bad. So Flocka and Brown Eyes aren't in OTF. Let's see who got Flocka and Brown Eyes. Let's see. Here we go. Okay. So Wilson got Jones and Lindsay. Are Jones and Lindsay Flocka and Brown Eyes? We'll be able to tell right here. Jones. Yup. Jones is Flocka. And Lindsay is Lindsay Brown Eyes? Yes. So according to the feds, when Diddy's setting up this murder, Diddy doesn't use OTF niggas. He goes outside OTF and he gets some other niggas. He's like, all right, I'm gonna get you these niggas out here. They solid. They gonna do the murder. They gonna shut the fuck up. They not gonna snitch. And also they know me. They don't know you. You valid. It appears that maybe Durk sunk himself. Durk not only had Diddy recruit 2 niggas, Durk talked to 2 other snitches. He talked to co-conspirator 2 and 5. Those are the snitches. Holy. We're going to find this out, chat. So you can't really say Durk's man snitched on him. Durk is saying directly. It's saying directly. Wilson recruited Brown Eyes and Flocka. They're charged, right? But it's said before, Banks, that's Durk, and co-conspirator 5 asked co-conspirator 2 to go to Cali that day. So that's 2 people not named, but they're connected directly to Durk. Right? Then co-conspirator 3 asked for biographical information. That's like an assistant or something. Right? Okay. And then we know 4. So 2 and 5 we know. And then 4 is, from what I heard, the dude is allegedly from Rolling 60s. It's just not Brick Baby. That's what I heard. He from 60s. Brick know him, or should know him, I'm guessing. Do everybody from 60s know each other? I don't know. But supposedly he knows him. But it's not Brick. But Brick is online clout chasing like it's him. Because, shit, if y'all gonna call a nigga the killer and he know he ain't gonna get no charges, all right, bet. Let me take all the clout. I get it. Even though I don't know how the gang members feel about Brick kind of like, basking in that, but whatever. Cool. So it appears that Durk was in direct contact. Durk and co-conspirator 5. So co-conspirator 5 is a snitch. And 2. And 2 was the shooter. This 2 right here is going to be, I think he's overcooked. So I think he trying to snitch for a good deal. He probably, fuck McDonald's, nigga. He probably has some Philippe's, Maestros. For Olive Garden. When he was up in the interrogation room, he said, I need some good steak. I need some good pasta. Y'all want me to tell on the whole gang? Give me the best food. Bring that little chef that be doing all this. I need that. I tell on everybody. Co-conspirator 2 is the guy. He's snitching like a motherfucker. Trust. Yeah, he ain't snitched for the McDonald's. The way how he's important to this case, co-conspirator 2 probably said, we need Gordon Ramsay to chef up in front of me. If he chef up his best meal, I'll sink this entire gang. Facts. Salt Bay's just a cameo. Facts. But Durk's in big trouble because it's linking. So here's the thing, and I'm not trying to co-sign none of this, but we just thinking the shit true. If this is murder for hire, we're making this up. We don't know if Durk's innocent or guilty. If I'm the money guy, I want to have one trusted guy. All right. Oh, shit, I don't want to do that because I don't want to act like I'm implicating Gotti. All right, let me use that. I don't think Gotti got nothing to do with nothing, but I'm going to just use him as an example. I'm Gotti. Let's say I'm Gotti and I want Dolph dead. I don't say this is true. I'm just saying this is an example for this case. Who could I trust? I need somebody I could trust where he's the only link back to me. And I know he will never flip. My brother. He ain't going to tell me. That's my guy. Only one link. So when your brother die, the whole shit, there's no connection to you. Durk needed that one person that he know would never tell on him. So this is why this is sloppy. Durk is talking to Didi. Didi's solid. The two dudes that Didi got never talked to Durk. They never talked to Durk. But look like Durk was so thirsty for the body, allegedly. Durk is communicating with other niggas. He was on the plane with Vonnie Grant. Now, he did put Vonnie to handle the body gloves, body masks, get the cars. Didi was supposed to bring two other niggas. You know what I mean? Real hitters, whatever. But he's talking to some other men. He's talking to 2 who ends up being a shooter and 5 who ends up gets 2 to there. Those are the people who tell. That's why Durk is in the hottest of water. Durk doesn't have the luxury of saying, yo, the only way I get sunk is if Vonnie or Didi sinks me. No, both of them are actually charged with you. You talk to some other guys, and them other guys, they're telling, including the shooter. That's the problem. You get what I'm saying? If you gonna do murder for hire, I'm not trying to give no advice to nobody. You shouldn't do it. But you have to have levels of separation. You need one person. It has to be one person. Can't be 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, obviously, there's a lot of mistakes here, right? Like, even if there's one guy that Durk talked to and say was Vonnie or Didi, well, the OTF credit card is used. The OTF assistant who books flights is, so it's sloppy already. We're not going to lie. It's sloppy. It's just sloppy. But Durk moves a little bit different. If he never talked, look, I'm telling you, chat, come on. Look, it says Banks. So co-conspirator 4 finds the drop. And then Durk, who flew with Grant, it says Durk, Banks, and co-conspirator 5 asked 2 to travel. And co-conspirator 2 is one of the shooters. Bad work. I always say this. It's the reason why they say 2 people can hold a secret if one of them is dead. Remember that. You can't have too many people on the conspiracy. All that gang, whatever. When you the top guy, remember, they're not going to put all the millions to get into OTF unless they can get you. So you got to limit the amount of people you talk to. I don't think Durk did nothing. I think you're an innocent man. Man, I think y'all just reading too much into lyrics. Fairs too. But if he was doing this, Durk should have had only one nigga who he ever communicated with. One. It should never say you're talking to co-conspirator 2, 5. What? That's gonna be a problem. Anyway, so Didi, the guys who Didi recruit, they're indicted. So essentially, they ain't got much to give up on Durk. They got shit to give up on Didi, right? But now we know why Durk is called hook, line, and sinker. He was talking to too many people, and some of those people got either picked up by the feds or booked, and they either struck a deal and they snitched on him. Then they went and got co-conspirator 3, who got the credit card, who we're going to think is a civilian. They gave it up to, right? Now, here's the thing. Yeah, Durk is too trusting. Defendant Banks, well, I guess this looks bad in court, but this could be nothing, right? Defendant Banks, so Durk texts his co-conspirator 3, yo, don't book no flights under my name, gang. Now, that could be innocuous. Yo, hey, he has privacy concerns, don't book no flights under my name. Or it could be like, hey, listen, just make sure I heard about some shit, I ain't with it. Don't have that being associated with me. You could kind of spin it that way, Now, this is where it gets complicated. Avert Act 7. They use the card ending in 2039, which is the OTF credit card. Oh, my God. The feds must be licking their fucking chops. Let's look at the last 5 purchases. Oh, we bought a studio mic to set up a studio in the Waldorf. We bought a couple flights for Durk girlfriend and his kids to come see him. Then we bought 5 ski masks, 3 automatic weapons, and then we paid for an Airbnb where they're going to hide out and 2 cars that they could go do the killing. Oh, my God. Not all on the credit card. Jesus. This is another thing. This is why you can't do crime with broke niggas, respectfully. Broke niggas never have no credit. Like, part of doing the crime and getting away with it is me telling you, bruv, you pay for it, I'm gonna get you back. This is, y'all don't realize that's how Gotti and what's his name was about to get away with the dope shit. That's what they basically did with them stupid ass shooters. Yo, yeah, y'all pay for it. Yo, we got you on the back end. No, your stupid ass ain't gonna be on the back end. You know what I mean? Your ass locked up. Be like, yo, where my 50,000 at? You're in jail, dummy. Oh, the 50,000 just went to your lawyer, but now I could I have some plausible deniability. I didn't pay you for the murder. You're just a friend of the family that I'm defending. Duh. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. We setting up the murder. Bruv, you gotta use your bitch credit card, not the business credit card. All you see, that's the thing too. You gonna do a murder for hire? Make sure your murderers are fucking some bitches with good credit. So you tell me that the only credit card that could be used, it should have all been Durk gonna pay y'all back cash, but y'all use y'all bitch credit card, y'all use any other credit card. Anything else. Nigga, beg your mama for some money. When y'all show up to the United Center when he performing and he counting up 500,000 in the back, he gonna throw you a 30 ball. And you know what that's for, he gonna get a wink. That's it. Y'all not supposed to use his motherfucking credit card that says OTF. Only the family LLC. All right, fuck it. Swipe it. Let's do it for the murder. No. Your shooters gotta have good credit, chat, or they gotta have a bitch that they can use their credit card. They can't use your shit, man. For real. That's the next thing. They almost got Black Youngster caught up with that when Black Youngster was trying to allegedly kill Dolph. Your shooters gotta have their own cars to do the murder in. Y'all can't all go borrow my rental to go do the murder. Same with Thug. Damn, I tell y'all niggas to go kill Nut. Pause. Allegedly. And y'all niggas need the car I rented? What happened to y'all cars? That's the problem. That's the problem, chat. See? Y'all got to find murderers with a good credit score, man. And 3 or 5. Or fuck with a murderer who's a lightweight scammer. He could just use somebody else's credit card. Like some shit that, one day I hung out with a card cracker, chat. That nigga was trying to get some pussy. That nigga had 55 cards. I never seen that nigga like Gambit. I'm like, what the fuck? Nigga, after that, nigga, I called all my, when I went home the night after, the nigga booked 13, he booked 13. It's a funny story. I won't even, because the person's known now. Nigga booked 13 hotels that night. He was trying to fuck a bitch. Nigga, I was so spooked, nigga. When I went home that night, nigga, I locked every card that was in my wallet. I said, this nigga's a fucking, what the hell? This was a time for, I thought Chicago was known for cracking cards, not using the business card. What the fuck? Anyway, co-conspirator purchased airline tickets for Wilson, Jones, Lindsay, and Houston to travel. Okay, bet. Then co-conspirator 3 confirmed to them that they had the same airline. Okay. Wilson said, on my way, he said to a friend on Instagram. So they bid on the Instagrams. So they ran the Instagram, you run the warrant on there and Meta just snitches on you, tells everything that you DM'd, even the vanish mode. Defendant Houston texted co-conspirator 3 on, I think it means I don't got clear. I'm 15 minutes away from the airport. So clear is like the way you can walk through the airport quickly. All right, Wilson, Jones, Lindsay, and Houston, they flew from Chicago to San Diego. And then they, and it was used by the credit card number 1. All right, bet. Now, this was crazy. Now, so Grant was trying to be smart. Grant was like, all right, I cop a ski mask with the cash. And then, this is crazy. Grant copped the ski mask with cash. And then he rented a room. Oh, I guess you got to rent a room with a card. How could they avoid that? So, I don't know, whatever. Then Grant met with the co-conspirators. Okay, he gave him firearms that was been modified. Okay, man. It's bad work, man. It's nasty. Okay. So we see these pictures once again. It's kind of like mirroring the last joint. You see the gas station joint. Yeah. So again, everything's going to be done in the Central District of California, and they're saying that Durk Banks, known as Lil Durk, a.k.a. Blood, a.k.a. Mustafa Abdul Malak, and all these guys have been charged, and they all have a few counts. Durk has 3, and there's one individual that actually has 4. So Durk has now been indicted. This indictment we thought would have been unsealed when he arrived in California, from what I could see, and you could probably look it up now. FDC Miami inmate search. We could probably look him up. Let's see if he's still there. Inmates, find an inmate. Durk Banks. Yep, he's still there. Here we go. We found him 32. He's still in Miami, yeah. So somebody told me the travel schedule, or like the extradition schedule. I think it's every other week or every 2 weeks. So someone told me like in the next 5 days or so, he should be on the way, right? Which, you know, he don't get special privileges because he's Durk. They lock him up. They put him there. And when it's, you know, he waived all the things that could keep him there. But when it's the next time to transport him, I don't know. I guess the feds have a plane. So everybody who is going cross country is going to get put on that plane. And that's when Durk's going to get transferred. So, yeah. You didn't know Durk was 32? Yeah, he turned 32. He turned 32. You know what's funny? There's almost like a little irony with like his case, because the feds let him do his birthday concert at United Center. You know, that's on October 19th, and then they locked him up. Some people believe that he was aware that he was going to get picked up then, and they thought that he was going to get picked up that night, actually, which is kind of interesting, right? Okay. Let me see. Anything else more relevant on this situation before we move on? What the fuck? Oh no, that's some old shit. My bad.
You could tell they were starting.
All right, there is some Diddy stuff, but let's try to stick on the Durk situation right now. Yeah, there's not much really.
As we talk about to lead J. Cole, Justin Bieber, he won a Grammy. Talk to me about the challenges of representing such a high-profile defendant like this.
Jesse, great to be with you again. The challenges in this case in particular are going to be especially hard in light of the circumstantial and other evidence that you have described. But whenever you're representing somebody of Lil Durk's status, you're concerned primarily with the criminal charges, but you're also concerned with his brand, which also is at stake in such a high-profile matter.
Would this necessarily hurt his brand? Because I did a separate sidebar episode about this, where I had a guest on who talked about.
But I think as the lawyer, as you pointed out, you have to be primarily concerned about keeping his liberty.
Would it be tough for you, or is it tough for any defense attorney to represent a high-profile defendant? Because the spotlight gets put on the legal counsel, too. I mean, we're talking about the same thing.
Which, by the way, so the continued Durk paperwork also shows, so I don't know if you guys do go check out the academy.blog. You'll see like all the paperwork related to Durk. You'll also see like his lawyers and some of these other things too. He hasn't really chose the lawyer he's going to fully stay with. Actually, you'll see it in here. He hasn't, he was given some temporary counsel. Let's see. Oh, it's not in this one. It's in the other one. Give me 1 second. So, yeah, he got temporary counsel at this point. We don't know who he's going to go with for the full information. Let me see. No, not that. All right. Anyway, Durk hasn't picked the lawyer, supposedly, that is going to go forward and rock out with this. Again, he hasn't shown up to California yet, but I do hear, and this is the latest I've heard. This is through the grapevines, people. I heard a few people who are very important hit Durk's family, hit his father. His father is really important in figuring out his legal counsel and say, yo, this is a lawyer you got to go with, whatever. I've heard a few lawyers that have been thrown around, and we're talking about these super lawyers, right? These guys are, we've seen them defend other people, not only in state cases or whatever. We've just seen them defend people just all around. And, it appears that Durk is still, like, deciding, but he is having, counsel represent him through this process because he hasn't even gotten arraigned yet. But he hasn't picked his full lawyer yet, but people have been throwing all type of lawyers at him. And you got to imagine whatever lawyer that's going to rep Durk is going to be hitting him with like, yo, Smirk, you got to pay us a federal indictment, murder for hire, superseding shit coming through. Yo, we need $5 million, gang. You know what I'm saying? Now, granted, do I think that Durk was never aware of this and he would be shocked by this? I think he wants whatever counsel that would get him off. Right? We don't know what that looks like, though.
Right? And why do I say that? Because TMZ is reporting that while Lil Durk is currently locked up in Miami, he's awaiting extradition to California, he is, quote, in great spirits, that he's getting along well with not only the staff, but fellow detainees. Talk to me about that. The idea of a celebrity, and we've talked about this with, with Sean Combs being locked up in the Metropolitan Detention Center. He seems to be, in that case, I think he's more under isolated containment. I don't think he has much interaction with the other inmates or the other detainees, I should say. But, being a celebrity in this situation might be a little bit different.
Yeah, it might be because they're in certain circles, celebrities are very popular. They tend to be popular in LA before LA juries, which is where this case is going to be tried. So that's significant. And he obviously is charismatic, and that can be something that can be a quality if he does testify at trial that could be very much in his favor. The fact that he seems to be in a good mood suggests that you may well be right, that the evidence against him it may be weak. And we have to always remember, as you do and your sophisticated viewers do, that there's a presumption of innocence here, and that the similarities with some other cases don't mean that he is necessarily responsible in this case.
When we talk about the difference between federal and state cases defending a client like this, what's the main difference? Is it more difficult to defend a client in a federal case than a state case?
Generally speaking, I think it is, because the profile is a bit higher. The resources the feds have at their disposal tend to be higher. I think in this case, it's such a high-profile case that even if it were a state prosecution, they would probably throw their best people and most resources into it. So this is going to be a significant challenge to him.
And I'm not making light of what happened. I mean, this was a shootout in broad daylight at a gas station. I can't emphasize this enough. When you're talking about gunfire near gas pumps, what could have also resulted. But it was a brazen attack, and someone lost their life, and it's a really sad situation. And the last thing that you want to see is if this really was committed by Lil Durk is this back and forth and beefs and people getting gunned down. It's such a shame because you're dealing with human life, you're dealing with tragedy, and you're also dealing with incredible talent who you just want them to continue making music and providing good for the culture and not allegedly engaging in this. But that's a side question. What do you think about the evidence against him specifically? I think I can make the argument that maybe the evidence of everything else, the surveillance, the records, might be pretty strong against his co-defendants. What about him specifically? How strong is the evidence against him?
From what I've read, they may be pulling some punches here, but a lot of it seems to be circumstantial, that things were charged to his credit card. Well, that doesn't necessarily mean, of course, that Lil Durk had any idea, A, that his credit card was being used, B, for what purpose it was being used. It would not be unusual, I would think, for someone in his position to pay for somebody's travel, to pay for...
All right, so that's currently still going down. We're going to see what's going to happen with Durk. One thing for sure, two things for certain. I don't think Durk is getting out on bail. It would be just asinine compared to even the Diddy case. He's not getting out on bail. However, is the case looking decent for him? It is. It is. But through the indictment, we think it's looking decent for him. We don't know if there's superseding indictments, other murders. And I know we already hit a superseding indictment, but all that did was add him to the current indictment. But so we don't know if there's extra superseding indictments with other crimes and other murders. Here's the second thing too, though. We don't know who's a snitch. Like, somebody's telling, right? Like, in the Diddy situation, they don't seem like there's a snitch. There is no snitch. There's victims and Diddy. So a judge in Diddy's case is gonna have to say, how much do you think this guy did it versus he's lying? Maybe this woman was a scorned woman and she's now saying a different version of the story, as opposed to, Diddy was planning these things with like a homeboy, and the homeboy is cooperating with the government to say, oh, nah, Diddy told me that we were going to do this to these victims. That would be a whole different situation. It appears in Durk's case, people have talked about a wire, right, with some type of phone records, even though there's clear subpoenas that were done on cell phone and text data that they do have. But if it needs to be corroborated by someone, which I think it would be if we're talking about they just did a killing and they went to In-N-Out to talk about it, yeah, it definitely seems like at that point there is a snitch. So we got to figure out who that is. And I think someone who's a cooperator, and the way the government is playing it, they're going to hide that person as long as they can, until they have to provide a witness list at trial. And then we're going to figure out who that person is. Because until then, they're trying to make sure that person doesn't do a YSL Woody. You get what I'm saying? Anyway, I think that's the latest. Let me just make sure. That's the latest on Durk. I think it is. Now, if you're wondering, Mustafa Malak. So, a few months ago, August 30th, he says Lil Durk chose Mustafa Abdul Malak as his Muslim name. Now, is that a thing where people have a Muslim name? I don't know. But this came from this post, and this was his post, where he said Mustafa Abdul Malak. And he was wearing this clothing, and these were the three pictures, and he says, Allah, even in your darkest time, he has never left from your side. He will never leave you behind. Trust him. Now somebody in the comments made sure to say he did rap about it. He said it's not in the Bible the wife one girl. I'm a Muslim. I go by the Quran. Oh shit, he did say that. Wait, so Durk had 4 wives and shit? Wait, if you're a Muslim, you get 4 wives? Yo, chat, real talk. I'm not even bullshitting. Let me see. He did say that. So, right here, my bad. So, okay. Trenches, bitches. I got her a salon. Gucci and Poochie is deep in her budget. She hitting up Virgil for Louis Vuitton. It's not in the Bible to wife off one girl. I'm Muslim. I go by Quran. The way I be smiling and holding my gun, she be thinking I'm mimicking Vaughn. Grandson, she only play me in the whip. India Royale, cosmetic. I'm just promoting my bitch. Drake song do a Wait, Muslims could have 3 wives? Are you serious? Why y'all ain't put me on the Muslim game? I mean, shit, like, I don't really give a fuck about being a Muslim. I'm saying that if this what gets people to understand that you could be a whore, perfect. Oh, shit. Oh, she ain't posted a minute, huh? Man, she's going through it, man. Pray for her. This is her, right? Yeah, pray for her, man. Yeah, pray for her, man. Jesus, she is going through it. She is definitely going through it, man. You know what she thinking? Yo, I had to shoot 10 niggas for this nigga, bro. Damn, bro. Fuck. Someone said everybody knows that? Nigga, I grew up Christian. I grew up Baptist. They was told about no sex before marriage. I ain't know you could get a religion where it says, fuck all the hoes you want. Interested. All right. Okay. Mustafa Abdul Malak. Pray for Durk. Yeah. If you didn't see this, you know. So apparently, Durk did give an update. You know, like 8 days ago. He said, "Yo, I'm in great spirits." After his arrest, he says the jail food just sucks. So it was in MDC or FDC actually in Miami. He says, "Yo, I'm cool. I'm chilling. You know, what I mean, I'm cooling out." Which, shit, I could imagine. You know, his family, they probably care so much. We've seen, like, you know, his kids. And by the way, I think one of his other kids, you know, what's the other kid? Durk son. One of his other sons just stood up for him. Not Zayden. It was the other kid. Let's look at his kids real quick. Okay, I think it was Angelo. I think he's the oldest. Oh, wait, does he have 8? He has 8? Okay. So I think, so Zayden spoke up, and then I think Angelo said something. Angelo posted this, said, "I love you, Dad. I got your back." You know what I mean? Damn. It's a little bit older. This is how he looks now. Okay. But yeah, nah, he's getting his dad back, you know? It's messed up, but, you know, hopefully they figure it out. Okay. So, you know, his family probably, you know, stressing like a motherfucker. So at least he's kind of sending out a message. I'm cool right now. One thing we could say about Durk ain't never came off like no bitch. Ever. Durk was always holding it down. So, you know, obviously when we think about like Diddy, we're like, oh my God, he's in jail. Like, he's losing it because we're thinking like he's just so used to this life of luxury that him being locked up is just like asinine. But like, Durk's like a trenches baby for real. You know what I mean? Like, you know, he's a nigga who's been locked up multiple times. And clearly he's locked up and he wants to let people know I'm cool rather than y'all all crying and feeling bad for him. You know, he's good. So, So they're saying Durk plans to plead guilty or not. No, not guilty. I'm sorry. While fighting the murder for hire conspiracy charge, but of course it's now gotten trumped up and it's turned to a superseding indictment. So we're gonna see what that is, right? Holy. All right. Somebody said Ak is picking his Muslim name as we speak. I gotta get a Muslim name. Who was his second and third and fourth wife? I know he was gonna marry India, but what about his second, third, and fourth joints? Hold on. All right, cool. We do have a slight update on the Diddy thing. I'll touch on that real quick, and then we'll get to Uzi. Give me a second, my peoples. How y'all doing on the King Akademiks page? I see y'all over there. Andre be like, I see my boy. Young Antoine, you don't have 11 kids, you're lying. Your guy Barrio says, Ak ain't gonna stop eating bacon. I don't eat bacon all the time, but I cooked bacon this morning. Cause I ordered, you ever had Instacart? So like I order so much on on DoorDash. Like I'm really a DoorDash baby, I ain't gonna hold you. So like I order everything. Coffee, sometimes it might just be like, nigga, I'll order like a nail clipper from bro, I order everything on DoorDash, my nigga. Like I do not, like why the fuck am I driving to the store? I just order everything, bro. So anyway, also food. But at times, like for example, yesterday I got to order food for me and like my several dogs, and they eat like, I order them. If you know how costly it is, at least for my dogs to eat, I probably spend about $500 a week. Yeah, I probably spend is a week or maybe like every 4 or 5 days. Yeah, $500 a week to feed $500 a week to feed the dogs. So anyway, I had to buy mad food for me. So I was gonna buy food for the dogs, and then I say, you know what?
Sad to say, Lil Durk has been booked, man. It's gonna be a lot of videos coming out about Lil Durk, man. This is honestly sad, bro. I'm gonna keep it a being. Like, this is actually sad, like genuinely sad. Lil Durk literally had I don't want to say such a promising career, because he still has his career right now. He has his album coming out in a month. Like Lil Durk has so much positive going for him. Like, this case for him is how I see if King Von was still alive for the FBG Duck case. Like, he would have got booked the same way. And they're gonna pin everything on Durk. There's already snitches, like what Rex said. There's a murder involved, murder for hire. They're probably gonna come with a RICO case after. This is not state charges. This is federal charges too. So it's very, very, very much different. Man, I can't really say what I want to say because, YouTube is very weird, but seeing Durk change his religion recently, they said it's good to be that specific religion while in jail, which I agree. You see a lot of, you feel me, people, that religion, you feel me? It's like they're like a group in jail and they stay together, which is good. But man, going from being a 8, probably 9-figure man, private jets, mansions, to a cell, man, that must do something to you mentally that you can't even fathom, bro. And Lil Durk, honestly, he's like, rap wise, he's like up there. Like, he's the 21 Savages, whichever tier is the Lil Babies, 21 Savage. You put Lil Durk right in that tier. Like, the tier right under the Kendricks, J. Cole's, Drake's, them. He's literally the tier right below them. And, it's sad. Lil Durk's been in the game for so long, man. He told him about slide for Von. He allegedly really did slide for Von. Now he's in this situation. All we could do is pray and hope for the best. I'm considering myself a realist, and looking at the situation, there's snitches, like all the evidence, like OTF cards for everything, and bro, like Lil Durk is the head of all of this. Like, I really just hope he doesn't. If Lil Durk gets life in prison, I know his heart's gonna drop. And how Lil Durk says that he hates snitches, how much he prides himself on hating snitches. Like, I always wonder to myself, if it's someone in Lil Durk's position, if it's either life in prison or you snitch and you get 5 to 10 years, are you snitching? Would you throw your whole life away? You're not going to get to see any of your kids physically grow up anymore. All your money, you have all this money right now, but that money's not, you're the breadwinner, bro. Like, 5 to 10 years, 20 years, who knows? The family's connected to you might be broke. Like, you're the breadwinner, bro. Like, it's a crazy world we live in, bro. I genuinely feel bad for Durk. But man, it's hard to even feel bad for Durk, because then you'd have to feel bad for Quando, and the whole situation is just sad, because it's all this literally started from King Von and Jania, bro. King Von, Asian Doll, Jania, like, it's just woman, bro. Woman caused this whole thing to happen. It was a chain reaction, and now we're here. But it's your boy Big Egg News. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and please, 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 please don't, like, woman holds so much power, bro. Like, it's so crazy. And I'm out.